FDM Travel har haft en rejsemesse, hvor det var, at mange destinationer fra USA kom og viste deres destinationer og fortalte om, hvilke aktiviteter de havde. Carsten A. Andersen har været journalist i rigtig mange år. Han interviewer.
Tracy Farhad, Executive Director from Solvang. Tell me something about why should you go to Solvang if you are from Denmark?
Oh, that's a very good question. A lot of Danes think it's very curious that we have a little Denmark in Solvang in California. But when you have the great heritage of Scandinavia and then you marry it with the American sunny disposition of California, it's a great combination. So you have both what would feel traditional and welcoming from a very hyggelig side, and then you have what makes California great. The big open spaces, the wonderful nature, and then you also have amazing wine country. We have over 200 wineries right around Solvang. And you add the cowboy culture with the rancheros and plus all of what Solvang has to offer. It's a not-to-be-missed location right on California's central coast.
But what is it? I mean, if you have been to Solvang once, you have seen everything, or do you have new things, or what?
I love how you say that. You're very direct. You know, people think that if you can come through Solvang, you've seen it, you're done. But if you don't immerse yourself into the culture of our area deeper than just 2 hours, you will miss what's best about us, including our amazing culinary scene that is exploding. We are now having more restaurants that are becoming destinations in of themselves because of the chefs that are being drawn to our area. You mix that great wine country cuisine with the wine in the region and a new beer brewing places. So that's when you get to have that. Also, you have the lifestyle that is extending into the whole valley. So you get to be a part of something that's much bigger than just those 5 blocks. That's why you must stay longer.
But you talked about new hotels and new restaurants and things like that. But why? I mean, there's so many places where you can go. Why is Solvang popular?
Well, you do have great places that open in a lot of locations, but because you've got great food in the location of Solvang itself, that is what helps, because we are small, we're intimate. We don't have the big chain stores that other locations would have. We don't have, you go do some big shopping at outlet malls and other places, but you will find what's unique to our area and what's for California. And when you tie that with the Central Coast, it's a different experience to have that amazing meal when you're under the stars, in the town of Solvang versus in a fast food or a strip mall in some other location. So it's the place setting that also makes it the draw.
Out of all the tourists you get, how many % would you say is from Denmark?
Ooh, that's good. Well, I know that we have over 1.5 million visitors to Solvang each year. And out of our top international areas, we would say our neighbors from Canada, are probably the largest. But guess what? Denmark is number 3.
Number 3?
Number 3.
Canada,
the UK, and then Denmark.
Okay.
I'd like to get you up to number 2 at least.
We must try to do that.
You must keep
But I mean, if you want to see something from Denmark, if you go to United States, I mean, you can see Rundetårn and you can see Hans Christian Andersen,
sure.
And you can see a lot of other things.
For the Danish visitor, I think it's important to see the connection of the heritage of how you and your forefathers came to America and decided to create something very unique and special that is alive today. That kind of cultural connection, I think, is more important than just seeing a replica of The Little Mermaid. It's about how you keep that coming. The fact that 30 students come from Niels Brock College every year to stay in our town and learn and be part of that whole experience. So keeping the culture alive is very key, and having that connection. But don't come just to see whether we do a kringle or a medisterpølse as well as you do. Come to see how what's best of Scandinavia is a perfect marriage with our Central Coast California experience. That's why you need to come. Come find the current culture.
When you hear some people say sometimes they say, oh, it's just like Disneyland, it's plastic and so on. Is it original? Is it genuine?
Oh, it's as original as you can get. You know what's funny about Disneyland is that is kind of its performance. It opens, it closes, but we're a real town. So you can still find the people who have made Solvang their home, third, fourth generation Danish families, but a lot of other Europeans and internationals are moving to Solvang and opening up their best little business and what they can make. So you need to find about the authenticity is you have to go deeper than what you just see on the outside. And that's what's important. Come and get a little deeper with Solvang.
Yeah, but when I was there, you know, I talked to some people and they said, my grandfather was from Denmark. I want to stay in Solvang, but the prices now for a house or land is so high, I can't afford it. I have to go very far away. Do you do something to, let's say, keep the Danes, the Danish families in Solvang, or are you more international, more United States now?
Well, we're still, I mean, as a lot of people leave LA and they start coming up the coast, they keep finding more places to live like Santa Barbara, the American Riviera. That is far more expensive to live than it is in the valley. So we've become more of a bedroom community for Santa Barbara. But we don't have incentive outside of providing an amazing lifestyle that you don't get everywhere. And so you do pay more to live there as far as a house. But luckily for the Danish families that came a long time ago, they bought all the real estate, and so they are the richest people in town. You're very smart. The rest of us have to live a little further out of town so that we can come back in. But
I'm glad to hear that.
See, you're very smart people. It's very good. You found the sunniest place that had the most gorgeous topography and connection to everything else, just close enough, but just far enough away.
They say that it was the favorite place for Michael Jackson, for Ronald Reagan, and so on and so on. Is there other famous people that stay in Solvang or visit Solvang?
Well, we do. We're just not allowed to tell you because we like to keep it nice and quiet because they like to live there. But we have Bo Derek and her boyfriend Mr. Corbett, and of course we also have Fergie and Pink who now are there. In fact, I think Fergie's father lives there, and they've started their own wine label in the valley. You had the Kardashians that came up and put Solvang on the map as a must-do place for the sisters to get away. So you start to find more and more of the Hollywood set that has discovered. We heard that Bradley Cooper came up with his friends, and they took over one of the newer hotels, and a friend got married for the weekend. You'll see that a lot. So when you start to see what other people in California, why they're drawn to it, that is the reason. We get to tie together why it got started and why it's as beautiful as it is today and why we have those tight connections to Denmark. But you must come and see how we're also very American.
Keep that connection, please.
The connection. Come on down.
Okay, thank you very much.
I'll see you back in Solvang soon, Carsten.
Thank you.
Marlene
og Liv, I har æren af at gå rundt her og være forlænget PR-støtter for USA. Ja. Har I været i USA?
Nej, jeg har desværre ikke været i USA, men jeg ville meget gerne.
Jeg har været på kort visit i Washington og et kort smut forbi Miami.
Hvor kort?
En dag.
Det var ikke meget.
Nej, jeg skulle videre på luksuskrydstogt.
Okay, ja, det er så du undskyldt. Marlene, hvorfor vil du gerne til USA?
Jamen altså, jeg føler, der er så mange muligheder derovre, og man kan opleve så mange ting, man ikke kan i Danmark. Altså, det er jo sådan et stort land, altså, så ja, jeg føler, der er mange muligheder derovre.
Hvad er det for eksempel, man kan opleve i USA, som man ikke kan i Danmark?
Jamen, jeg tror, der er rigtig meget, altså, de har jo alt, altså de har jo i den ene ende har de jo sådan noget Texas og det vilde vesten og sådan nogle ting, og så har de Alaska med bjørne og stor natur og skov, og de har Miami og beaches og surfing og sådan noget. Jeg har godt nok et lille surfingsted i Danmark, men hvis det ikke lige så stort som derovre.
Hvornår skal du derover så?
Og jeg håber og regner med, at jeg kommer derover næste år, når jeg har tjent nok penge ind, ikke?
Er det så på ferie, eller skal du på et universitet eller uddanne dig eller noget?
Det vil helt sikkert være noget uddannelse, noget college eller sådan en blanding, måske arbejde derovre sådan samtidig med at gå i skole, ikke? Det...
Og hvorhen i USA er drømmemålet?
Drømmemålet? Miami kunne jeg rigtig godt tænke mig. Ja, altså New York kunne jeg også virkelig godt tænke mig at komme hen. Sådan en stor by.
Og hvad med dig, Liv? Hvornår skal du derover igen?
Jamen, jeg håber jo på, at min fremtid bringer mig til New York. Over til alle skuespillerne. Okay. Jeg smutter ikke forbi Hollywood, der er alt for trængt.
Okay. Du er skuespiller, eller hvad?
Ja, jeg er amatørskuespiller, ja.
Okay. Og hvad med New York? Er det for at komme på skole, eller for at komme nogle...
Jeg kommer over og studere med nogle af skuespillerne derovre, ja.
Der er nogle af de største stjerner, de har jo gået på teaterskoler og filmskoler i New York, ikke? Det må være ret dyrt, eller hvad?
Så vidt jeg sådan har været inde og studere, jo, så kan du både få det dyrt, men du kan også få det billigt. Hvis man skal have det godt, så bliver det dyrt.
Okay. Men hvis man skal derovre studere til skuespiller, hvad så? Hvad snakker vi om? 2, 3, 4 år, eller hvad?
Det er omkring, ja.
Hvorfor lige USA? Jeg mener, der er skuespillerskoler i Danmark og i England. Og...
Jeg starter nok også i Danmark, og så må vi se, om USA sådan kan følge med.
Når man nu er amatørskuespiller, hvad drømmer man så om? Skal man være den nye Marilyn Monroe eller Meryl Streep, eller hvad?
Jeg er Liv Jacobsen. Der er ikke andre.
Tillykke med det.
Tak.
Hej, hej.